What is up, YouTube? This is Haidar, and today I want to talk to you about how to give a great first impression. It is extremely important to understand that a great first impression goes a long way, and I'm here to help you out to get that done the right way. All right? So the first thing I would want to tell you is your facial expression should be done adequately with the situation, right? A lot of people tell you to smile when you're giving the first impression. That all depends on the situation you're in. If you smile when you're shaking the hand of another person that in a funeral, that's a really bad way of showing empathy, right? So you want to make sure, maybe for example, when you're meeting and greeting people, yes, you want to smile because you want to look friendly and you want to show yourself that you're friendly. If there's a serious situation, you want to make sure that your face is serious because you're handling the situation seriously and you're not joking around with it. So it's extremely understand that facial expression is a key when it comes to dealing with situations like that. Not only that, but also a firm handshake when you're introducing yourself to somebody that you never met before. That is incredibly important when you're interacting with an individual you've never seen or met before. Another thing too as well, don't really cross your hands. Don't do a lot of that, shaking and all that stuff, because it shows that you're nervous. Instead, the best way to do it, honestly, is keep your hands like this in front of you or below you, where on your waist. That shows confidence, and it actually shows that you're able to not show any nervousness when you're just having a normal conversation and act normal, right? Shoulders level can be very helpful for you along with your back posture. If you are in an environment whether you're standing up or you're actually sitting down, make sure that your shoulder level is lined up correctly. Not only that, when you're having a normal conversation, don't interrupt, don't be over talked to. It's just give the time to listen. That's extremely important as well, because there's nothing more irritating than having somebody that keeps on interrupting over and over and over again. It's extremely frustrating, right? And please make sure you're paying full attention to the individual that you're talking to. I know we're in this day and age where a lot of people can't live without their cell phone, but there's appropriate time to be using it. There's inappropriate time to be using it. And I'll tell you this right now, if you are having a normal conversation with somebody you've never met before and you started texting them, you've already probably lost the respect, because they don't really think that you're giving close attention to them, because you're not really being respectful and paying attention to them. Now, do understand emergencies do happen. If you need to make a call, you need to text, excuse yourself out of the conversation, let them know that you're gonna come back. Now, speaking of letting them know something, there's nothing worse than people pretend to know everything, okay? Nobody in this earth knows every single thing, right? So if you don't know anything, or you don't know what they're talking about, or somebody asks you a question, trust me, you're not gonna sound stupid if you say, hey, I don't know, I honestly don't know the answer, but I'll be more than happy to find that out for you, right? Or I simply don't know the answer, what do you think about it, right? Because likely the person that's asking you that question most likely is trying to have a conversation, trying to open up another stage of communication with you. And if you tell them like, hey, no, I know this and this and that, and you really truly don't know what you're talking about, you're gonna sound so arrogant and so stupid and silly, and probably you don't want to have people talk to you again. Now, if you're in a group settings and you are the shy person that fears public speaking, it is okay, because it's a skill. So skill can be developed over time as long as you're willing to put in the effort and the time. So force yourself to go out there and introduce yourself. And if you tell me, hey, Haidar, listen, I don't know, man. I don't know. Like, that's very uncomfortable for me. You have absolutely no idea. I'll tell you what, I do have an idea, because when I was in high school, beginning in high school, I used to be very shy from public speaking, and I had to work on that. The best thing that worked for me is to make sure that you're always taking some time to practice, and the best way to practice judgmental free is by what? Guess what? Looking in the mirror and talking to yourself. And I know it sounds crazy, and I know it sounds silly, But trust me, when you talk to yourself in the mirror, you're going to look at your facial expressions and you're going to understand how you're expressing your body language, how your eye contact is, how your smile is, and all that stuff, how your body language is, and you're gonna start readjusting to them, to the direct, confident, comfortable body languages. Because there's nothing worse for you to go and have a conversation with a person where you're not really aware of how your body language is and how your facial expression is, because that adds a lot more pressure to you. And the only way you can do that is by looking at yourself in the mirror and reevaluate how you're talking and how your body language is behaving, which is going to help you out tremendously. All right? Now, of course, it's a lot easier when you go to friends or talk to family members because you're used to them and you're comfortable with them. So force yourself to go on meetings, in seminars maybe, or perhaps local meetups, and just have a conversation, hang out. But I would highly recommend you go in a professional setting, because there's casual meetings, which is nothing wrong with that. Everybody needs that for once in a while. But I want you to force yourself to go into a professional type of a meeting, just because it's a totally different world when you have a casual, everybody joking around, which I'm not saying professional people don't joke around at all. I'm not saying that, but I'm just saying in an environment that it's more formal dressing, more formal environment, it's a totally different world than just having a casual hangout, at the subway, right? And you need to get the exposure of both. Because you have professional people that all what they know is how to talk to investors, professional individuals, but they have no idea how to use or talk to have a normal conversation. And that's what you need to do, is just get the better of both worlds. And trust me, when you start doing this and working on that, it's going to help you out tremendously, and it's going to come to you very normal and very natural. So don't stress out with that. Don't overthink it. Just do it. That's the best thing to do. I'll tell you, when I first started doing YouTube, I'm not really the best person ever on video right now, but I would tell you I was so nervous because it was so awkward for me to actually talk to a camera by myself. But it's just practice makes it perfect. And we are, as human beings, we're very adaptable. So take that to your advantage and don't be shy. Just go out there and do it. I really hope this helped out a little bit. If you have any questions, please let me know in the comments below. Share the knowledge and like that video with me so I can share the knowledge with everybody else. I look forward to see you guys. Take care. Have a